welcome back to Cooking with Vino. I'm Sari.
I'm Victoria.
If you guys haven't cooked with us before, we are friends that met at culinary school. Obviously love some vino.
Yep.
We love cooking. So we're gonna cook with you today. We have lots of other videos too. You should definitely go check out. What are we making today?
Today we are going to make General Tsao chicken. So we're going to walk you through the whole process. We're going to velvet our chicken. We're going to make brown sauce, and then we're going to put all the General Tsao ingredients together. So you're going to get from scratch Chinese chicken. Well, we are.
We are, and you should do it at home. So this will be on our website, the recipe. So you could pause it right now and go get all the ingredients, which actually is not that much.
Yep.
And then you could pause it and come back and cook with us.
Yep, and our website is www.cookingwvino.com. If you look below, it's in our video.
Yes.
So just pause it, check it out, get your ingredients, and then come back to us.
Yes. Today we are drinking a Chardonnay. It's called Steeple Street. We actually got this from one of our fellow female chefs. She's awesome. She gave this to us. She does the Traveling Vineyards wine party, which if you've seen our other videos we've talked about. So we are cooking and drinking with this today. What does it taste like? I haven't tasted yet.
It is brilliant metallic yellow straw hues in the glass. So it is. That's what the website says. So if you see it, it is.
That's
it's
just
yellow.
what she thinks. Just kidding.
That's why I made it up. It says it tastes like apples, pears, and tropical fruits.
I do actually taste the pear.
I taste the apples.
It's really good. To be honest, I don't love Chardonnays, but this one is actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
I do take it. I taste it.
It's a dry wine, but it's not too dry.
Mm-mm. Awesome. Okay.
And so this is from Traveling Vineyard, like Sari said. I think she said earlier. It's from Traveling Vineyard. I'm going to post that link below.
Somewhere.
So check right here. In one of these corners, it's going to be there. You can't get this wine in a store.
No.
You can buy it online. I actually just purchased some. It's really quick. It took about 4 days to get to its destination. I didn't order it for me. I ordered it for someone else. But it doesn't take very long.
You can also do a wine party.
You can do a wine party. She'll come out to you. If you're in the area, she'll come out to you.
Yes.
It's like a Mary Kay Pampered Chef party where you get to taste a few wines and buy it if you like it. If you're not in the area, I'm sure she has connections in your area.
Yeah, or you can just buy it and do your own party.
Yeah, you can do your own party. You can become one of her.
Yeah. All right, cheers. So we're going to start with velveting, which we learned about in culinary school. Essentially, it's like a marinating technique for Chinese food.
Yep. So if you've ever noticed when you eat Chinese food, the chicken is always moist. It's not dry. It's never dry. It's very flavorful.
Velvety, kind of like the name.
Yeah, it's very velvety. It's easy to cut through with your teeth. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to show you how to get that result. Because if you just throw this chicken in the sauce, it's still going to be tasty because the sauce is good, but it's not going to be as tasty and as delicate and delicious.
That's a good word. Yeah. So we have about, 8 to 10 ounces of chicken.
Yep,
We use chicken breast, but you can use thigh, whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
You could even use pork,
Yep.
beef, whatever. But this is this velveting technique is specifically for chicken.
Yep.
So we got chicken in the bowl. We're going to add an egg, 1 egg, and then some salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. And you can use already ground salt and pepper. We prefer to do our own because it tastes more fresh.
Fresh, tastes
It's
good.
better.
You also can use the wine that you're drinking as well. So a little bit splash of wine, about a tablespoon. It's a little bit more, but that's okay.
That's okay.
And then you're gonna need a little cornstarch as well too. So this, we're gonna do a tablespoon. It's a little bit more, but it doesn't need to be exact. This is marinating. So if you think about traditional marinade you might do before like grilling something, the exact ingredients don't really matter. I mean, if you're doing like a ton of salt or a ton of pepper, that would change the taste, but the exact amount is not really gonna matter here. We just wanna make sure all the chicken's covered, all gets the egg, the cornstarch, a little wine, salt and pepper, and then you're gonna wanna do this for at least 30 minutes. Longer the better, and there's no acid or anything here, so it's not gonna start cooking the chicken. It's just gonna get better. So wrap it, refrigerate it, and then we'll move on to the next step. So get a glass of wine. If you haven't already, go get the ingredients and cook with us.
Yep. And next we're gonna do the Chinese brown sauce. So grab the ingredients to that as well, which we will post.
Yes. See you soon. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome back. Okay, so we started with velveting the chicken. That is going in the fridge at least a half hour. We're gonna make a staple sauce in what we learned in culinary school, which is like a staple of Chinese cooking, which is the Chinese brown sauce.
Yep.
So you can use it definitely for General Tso's, which is what we're making. And by the way, thank you, Steve, my brother, for requesting this. This is for you. But you can also use it. We use it in Hunan. We use it in Szechuan.
Yep.
And I think you can use it in others too.
Yep.
So it's kind of like a staple. It's kind of like a mother sauce to French cooking. This is in Chinese cooking.
Yep.
Super easy. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. What do you want to do first? Want to do the chicken stock first?
Yeah.
Okay. So to make 2 quarts of this, we need 6 cups of chicken stock. So we're gonna add that in. We also need a half teaspoon ginger. This is garlic and ginger. We're gonna do the same. You can do a little bit more. Just your, like we've talked about before if you've ever watched our videos. Just kind of how much you love garlic, how much you love ginger. So we're gonna add that in there. I'll do a little bit more because I really love ginger.
I really love ginger and garlic.
Mm-hmm. And then we have oyster sauce. You need 1 ounce, which is
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons. And this is a little sticky, so I'm gonna do some. We'll cut that.
Shake it.
Yeah,
I'll
shake
shake
it.
it. I'll shake it.
You shake it. So we also need, let's see, white vinegar, 1 ounce, which would just be 2 tablespoons.
Yep.
Something. You can use mirin as well, or just white vinegar. Doesn't really matter.
Yep.
Goes in.
And we'll do this.
Need a half cup of sugar, which sounds like a lot, but it's not a sweet sauce, so don't worry about it. Just stick it in.
That's what she said.
Is it lonely? We have a cat on the pole, so if it starts shaking, there's Garfield.
Somebody come get her. She's dancing. I can't.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Anyways, so then we also need a half cup of soy sauce. So let's go in there. Now we're not baking, so it doesn't need to be exact. But you can taste it, make sure, adjust the ingredients, whatever you need to do. Salt and pepper. Nope. Sorry, we haven't memorized this one. We have made it several times, but we can edit that part out if we want.
We're gonna keep it.
So for the Chinese brown sauce, just as a reminder, and this will be below somewhere also on our website. This, again, is a staple for a lot of stuff. So chicken stock. For this to make 2 quarts. To make 2 quarts, we have 6 cups of chicken stock. We have ginger and garlic, to your discretion. Soy sauce, oyster sauce, white vinegar, sugar, and that's it.
Yep.
We're gonna let this cook. Basically bring it to a simmer, and then it's pretty much done. You don't really need to do anything else.
We're gonna strain it.
We are. And you could also, so we have chopped ginger and garlic. If you had whole ginger, you could just slice it and drop it in there because you're gonna strain it, so it doesn't really matter. Same with the garlic. Throw it in there. Cheers! Welcome back.
Okay, so we have our brown sauce, we have our chicken fried, we have the rest of our ingredients. We're going to put it together and make it into General Tso chicken.
Yes.
So first we're going to add just a little bit of sesame oil.
We have our ginger.
Wow.
Garlic. We're jamming out, as you can tell. Garlic. Scallions. We have 3 chilies.
Chili peppers.
You can add more or less depending on how spicy you want it. We like it pretty spicy.
Yep. And they're really hard to find in stores.
They are.
You can go to an Asian store, a Mexican store. That's where you'll usually find them, or on Amazon.
Yeah.
That's where you got yours,
That's
right?
where I got mine. Yeah. We have the brown sauce we made earlier, so reference that. So we're gonna pour that in. Actually, well, let's let it
Simmer a little bit.
simmer. And you're gonna know. I mean, it smells amazing already. But you'll know. Kind of press your nose. Let it aromatics come out, and then we can add. Once you add the liquid, it's not going to brown anymore. So you want it to get a little bit brown. While that's happening, in a minute we're going to add our cup of our brown sauce, ketchup, which sounds weird, but it's delicious. We have vinegar, white vinegar. You can also use mirin, which we talked about before. We have a little bit of sugar. And then we have our cornstarch slurry ready to go if we need it. The whole point of that is just to thicken the sauce, so it's just a little bit thin.
Yep.
So, what's pretty good. So let's go ahead and add the brown sauce now. There we go. Got our ketchup.
Yum. If you don't have ketchup, you can use tomato paste.
Yeah.
If you got it. I mean, I don't know who's gonna have tomato paste instead of ketchup, but
Tomato.
tomato. If it's you, tomato.
That's right. Okay, we also have chili oil. So this again, depending on how spicy you want it, this in mine at least has a huge opening. So be careful because it comes out fast.
Yep.
Let's do a little bit. Did the garlic already. We have our sugar.
And the sugar's gonna when it melts, it's gonna help the sauce stick to the chicken.
Yep. And we have white vinegar. Again, you can use mirin. White vinegar might be a little bit easier to find, but most of the time Publix has mirin too. Let's see, and then we have
Mushroom.
the dark mushroom soy sauce. So I got this at an Asian market by my house. Publix probably won't have it. It's like soy sauce, but it has a really strong mushroom flavor, and it adds a lot of color.
Yep. So if you add too much, your chicken's gonna come out really, really dark.
Yeah. So just do it a little bit.
You can see how quickly that turned dark. And then we have a cornstarch slurry. So a cornstarch slurry is just cornstarch and water, and what it does is it helps to thicken soups and gravies and stuff like that without adding a flavor. So it's flavorless, but it's going to help thicken your sauce. Be careful when you add it because it will kind of thicken it really, really quick.
It works fast, and then the longer you cook it, it stops working. If that makes sense. So as soon as you bring it to a boil, which this is at a boil right now, it starts working, and then the longer you boil it, the less it works.
Yep. And add a little bit at a time, because if you add too much, you're going to end up with just this clumpy mess. It might still taste good, but it'll be clumpy.
You're made to add a little now, or you want to cook that down a little more?
You can add a little bit.
Okay. The other thing, if you make it in advance, which you should, just make sure and stir it because it will settle. So this is equal parts
Water and cornstarch.
And it can be cold water. So we'll add that, add it in phases, and then the last step would just be to add our chicken back in. Normally in General Tso's, you could have things like broccoli, bell pepper,
Carrots.
onion, whatever you want. Today we're just doing chicken, but feel free to add whatever veggies you want. And then typically served over rice. Would also be good served over like a noodles, or
like lo mein.
Yep. Be really yummy.
Or just by itself.
Yeah, like we're gonna do.
Yes.
Think we need more?
I think we're good. Let's add our chicken.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and add our chicken. You can see in the small video in the corner, our chicken is not too fried. It's not too crispy. We're trying to be healthy, so we did kind of a healthy version. Like Sari said earlier, if you do want a crispier chicken, you can add breading. We didn't, but I mean, you do you, boo.
Or fry it longer.
Or fry it longer. And our chicken is pretty much cooked already.
It is.
So it doesn't have to be in the sauce very long. We just want to make sure we get a good coat on the chicken. I think we can add a little bit more cornstarch. So you see it's kind of runny. We're gonna add a little bit more cornstarch just until we get the consistency that we want.
You can also turn the heat down on the pan too if you want, so that it reduces and thickens. It smells amazing.
It smells so
It
good.
smells so good. I mean, at school we made this recipe. We made a quinoa, we made a Szechuan. It was better than any Chinese food place I've been to.
Yep.
Sorry, St. Pete, gotta step it up if you want to do this, but
You can't.
you can't because it's really good. Also, you could serve the chicken and save the sauce and make a whole other dish out of it too if you have a lot. Because we do have a lot of sauce for chicken. We didn't add any extra veggies or anything else to soak it up, so that's probably why. But it smells so good.
Okay, so we're gonna pause our video and let this kind of reduce a little bit, and we're gonna plate it.
I'll show you the final dish, and then we're gonna eat it. Okay. See you soon. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome back.
So we have made our sauce. We put our chicken in our sauce, and we let it cook and reduce.
We didn't fry ours, which is traditional. We pan fried it, but we didn't do any breading. So it's a little bit healthier. It looks amazing. It smells amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try it.
It's really good.
This is where it's at. It's just a little bit spicy, a little bit sweet, but like perfect balance.
Yep, the chicken is perfectly tender, and we call it velveting. And that's probably the best word to describe it. Like, it's velvet.
It melts in your mouth. It's delicious. You can adjust the salt, or you can adjust the salt. You can adjust the spiciness, sweetness. You gotta make this. It's delicious. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Again, check out our website, cookingwvino.com.
Yep. And subscribe to our channel.
Share with your friends and enjoy and drink some vino, and
Come back next time.
yeah, hope to see you soon. Cheers.
Cheers.